Hey, cheers, everybody. Welcome to Bourbon Neophyte. Hope you are having a great day, afternoon, or evening, wherever you are. I know I am, but let's see who has popped in here. I've seen a couple people. I know Marty was here earlier, so always good to see Whiskey Nose. Cheers, tore up. Cheers, brother. Glad to have you. Always glad to have you. Hope you are doing well. Dave, appreciate you being here, man. Thank you very much. And yes, just like I said, right now, I hate to jinx myself, but the internet is stable. In and out, in and out. I've talked to the provider. They have to send someone out to check all the connections. And it's like, it is what it's going to be until they get here and take a look. But anyway, let's just hope we do not have another repeat of uh, last week. That's for sure. Mr. Morgan, yes. I've got this thing here, and I've actually had it for a minute, and my wife picked it up for me because I was talking about some good budget pours, and I forget where she found this, but I know they have another one. It's peated, so land and sea. This is the unpeated one. That's all right. We will see. But the other thing that I noticed when I was like, okay, what am I going to pour for an opening? I really don't have much of anything that's 40 ABV in a Scotch. Now, I do have my Glenlivet, but I finished my open one. So I've got my backup to open, but I just didn't open that yet. And so I figured I'd go through some other things. And I really do not have a lot of Scotch at 40 ABV, particularly 10, 11, 12-year-old Scotch within that range. 43, 46, 47, of course. But anyway, that's all right. Hey, cheers, sir. Always great to have you. Appreciate you popping in here and saying hello and all that jazz. And everybody, please smash that like button. Really would appreciate that. Helps me out, helps the channel out, and maybe YouTube recommend it or hey, let you all know when I put something out. Hey, Tom. Cheers, brother. Thanks for popping in here. Appreciate you. JD, hope all is well over there. Let's see. Did I miss the old one? No, you didn't stick around long enough. Hold on. It's here. The Old Forester Blue Label Silver, because I talked about it and I said I haven't tried it. And I now where in the heck is it? I thought it was over here. It's here because I saw it, but no, I didn't. Now it's going to bother me because I moved it because I tell everybody I haven't found an Old Forester Blue Label that appealed to me. And then you dropped that one off and said I got to try it. And I put it up here because I'm like, I got to try it. So I got to put it up here. And now it's out of my sight because I moved it. I had it sitting back here for the longest time. It might still be, and I just don't. I've got other things in the way. Sorry about turning around. Okay. Oh, here it is. Ta-da! I put it back. I put it back. So the Old Forester right here. Bam! It's still there. So let me put that where I thought I put it and don't stay. Okay. There we go. There we go. All right. Let's see. Where are we at here? Make sure I didn't miss anything. We all looking good. Do. Okay. Good. We look good. Let me make sure I didn't miss anybody, but no. All right. Okay. So let me get this open right now. I was going to open it prior, but I didn't. Thought, what the heck. Anyway, Aerstone 10 Sea Cask. Like I said, I've had this a minute. I've heard a few things on it, and the people that told me that they've had it, and they go, for a budget pour, they go, it's not bad whiskey. Here in the U.S., it's between 30 and 40 bucks. I think, James, correct me if I'm wrong, about 30 pounds. Over there where you are, 25, 30 pounds, sound about right, is usually what it is goes for. Proof. Really? See, Dave, I have not had good results. So dropped this off for me, 130.5. So I may, just because he's here, if he's still on after that, we'll go. No, not like Jefferson's Oceans. It's not rocking on a boat for no apparent reason to jack up the price of it. No, their warehouse just happens to be close to the sea, so it picks up some of that salt spray. There he is. There's Independent Joe. Cheers, Joe. Hey, y'all, make sure you go over and say happy birthday to Independent Joe. It is his birthday. He's doing a stream too in about 20 minutes, give or take. But he is there. But really make sure that you're all doing some double duty. Just showing him some love and a happy birthday. And don't forget, when you get over there, smash that like button. And then I know I saw Peter White stick his nose in there. Cheers, sir. Appreciate you being here. Then there's my great granddad. Look at this, out of the home. Don't worry, they'll wrangle him up soon once they realize he's escaped again. Nothing unusual there. But always great to have great grandpa floating around here. Always great to have him out here. That's for darn sure. Hey, Donner Pass. Cheers. 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 Okay. All right. So, like I said, 40 ABV. No, I don't know. Tawny brown color on the cat or on the bottle. Not bad for a 10-year-old sitting there. I don't know. I think it's bottled by William Grant and Son. That's what it says here. Let me just see. Yeah, well, imported by William Grant and Son Inc. in New York. So, I don't know. It was interesting. And so I thought that I would try it and bring this thing out tonight. Wow. There we go. Nice little cork pop on that. Oops. There we go. Let me get that going here. Let me get this going here. Thing is just being a little obstinate, but that's okay. There we go. So this, hold on, let me just jump up here real quick, Peter. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the consensus. It's not a bad pour for the money that it is. So I'll hold the bottle up for you. There you go. Aerstone Sea Cask, 40 ABV. I'm trying to see if they mention if they add color or not. I don't know. But we're going to see. So I'm pouring some in the Glen here right now. There we go. Got a nice little pour. Like I said, a nice tawny color to it right there. It's not bad. Wow. Very fruity on the nose. Very fruity on the nose. Pretty much. It'd be a great morning pour, I guess, 80 proof. Like I said, I don't have any, but for a budget pour every day, that if it's good, what the hell? It's something under $50. Let's see. I'm not against it, especially, I don't know. The nose is man, it's pretty good on the nose right now. Little, little that malted, you know, sweetbread note that I get on there. Wow. Really kind of impressive on the nose. There's some vanilla on there. Like I said, it's very, very fruity, floral, maybe just a touch of citrus. Not bad. Imagine what it would have been if I'd let this thing open up with the cap on it a little bit. I'm not sure, but I'm not quite getting that young note on the nose. I'm sure some of you know what I'm talking about. I'm not getting that on here, so I can't complain about that. But where you are, James, would you say it's about 30 pounds, 25, 30 pounds a bottle? At least when I did some little research on price, that's what they said about the UK. Here they said 30 to 40 bucks, and I think this hovers somewhere around 35, but I don't know what my wife had paid or anything for it. So Google says spirit is from Isla Bay Distillery in the Lowlands. All right. Wow. Okay. It's a lowland. That's fine. That is fine. Thank you, Donner Pass. Appreciate that, you looking that up, because I try not to really get into that before I actually have a chance to sip it and taste it. Hey, Mr. Hall. Cheers, man. Great seeing you. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming over here and saying hello and smashing that like button. Okay, perfect. About 30 pounds? Perfect. That's what I just want to see how correct some of that was on there, because I wasn't sure about this. Like I said, when she picked it up, I said, okay, great, and threw it on the shelf, and that's where it's been for a minute. That's where it's been for a minute. It's a big distillery by volume. Okay. I did not look anything of that up. So appreciate that. Thank you, Donner Pass. Thank you, James, for that little bit of information on there. I do appreciate you all in chat doing that for me. Oh, Mr. Gunderson. Perfect. Just want to show you that couple of things I'll be dropping off from Octomore. So they are ready to go. And as a matter of fact, if anybody saw my post on YouTube, I had a visitor from the East Coast out here, and so I got to hang out with Jonathan and his wife for a bit today. We went to breakfast, and then, can you believe, we went to a few places and checked out some whiskey and did a little hunting while we were there. I didn't come home with anything, nothing spectacular or anything like that. Just enough to keep you interested, but nothing that made me want to go, oh, gotta go and get it. Even stopped at liquor lineup too. Nothing in particular there that I absolutely had to have, but I was out and about, and so I stopped there too, because liquor lineup is one of my favorite haunts out here. And if I'm not mistaken, I think Jonathan's going to stop there Probably tomorrow. I know he had an engagement this afternoon. You know, he has relatives out here and they're having a little get together. So he's now with them at this time. But it was great seeing him meeting his wife. Great breakfast we had. And can you believe whiskey talk? But anyway, but it was nice seeing him. Like I said, I posted a picture of him and I together. I think yeah, it was at Lee's. That was at Lee's. So, ooh, man, I'm telling you, this is a nice nose. It's fruity, sweet, malty. And I think I do get a little salt on the nose. So let's see what it's like on the palate. Huh. Let me get another sip before I say anything. Guess where I'm going tomorrow? Well, I would say crazy, but you're already there, so I'll just leave it open. Can you see the legs coming down there, people? I can see them on my monitor. I don't know if you guys can see them, but wow. Well, I will say this, about a medium finish. Yeah, I get a little of that sea salt brine. Um, Definitely on the finish, but it's sweet. It's light. A little bit of oak spice on it. Hmm. I don't think it's too bad. It's an easy sipper for sure. It's an easy sipper for sure. See? Well, hey, I knew what I was talking about, man. That's why I said I'm just going to leave it open and you can fill in the blanks for us. But I don't know. I think James was right. You can put a straw in this thing at 40 ABV, but yeah, I think it's a nice daily budget sipper so far. I mean, give it a little time in the bottle, let it open up. I don't think this thing is bad. So, since I tried this last week, the Belvini, the sweet toast of American oak, I went back to it on Friday, and then of course I went back to it on Saturday. And I tell you what, this turned out to be a nice dram. So I've had 3 out of this bottle. So I am not disappointed in this. Where I'm disappointed is I waited so long um, to open it. But thanks to that other bottle I got, that when I realized this is the first one in that series, I'm like, holy crap, I got it. So prompted me to open this thing up. I didn't go back to the Curious Cask one, the 14-year yet. But I'll probably do that this week. I just wanted to give it a little more time because I kind of was into it, but now I want to just leave it go. So I got into this weekend to revisit it. And yeah, I had a nice pour Friday and I had a nice pour on Saturday. And I tell you what, this is good. I don't know. This thing's about 75 to between 75 and $80 US. But I am sure, because I've seen this sitting on the shelf a minute, because I've had it a minute. I bet you can find this thing on special in some places, maybe for $20 less, or maybe even like they want to clear it out. Let's just say for 40 or $50. Definitely would be a buy at that price all day long. Definitely would be a buy at that price all day long. Next up, not today, but it will be coming up, is the cigar malt from Tamdu. I picked this up at Christmas and been saying I'm going to open it up, going to open it up, going to open it up. Well, that's coming. That's next up. I'm looking forward to this. So I'm going to be popping this thing. And this one's coming in at 53.8 ABV. So I am really looking forward to getting into that. And then just like I told Eric, the Octomores will be coming up 16.1, 16.2, and 16.3. So I'm going to assemble a panel of experts. So Eric's getting some samples dropped off. And there's another person that's getting some samples. And then once I can arrange us getting together, we will do that. But that takes a little bit of coordination. A little bit of coordination. But we will get it. We will get it together. All right. Hey, I thought I was saying, I know I saw Mark. Hey, Mark. Cheers, brother. Always good to have you. Army stuff. Okay. Hey, really? Yeah, get them boots off, relax, work them toes. It's like, oh my gosh, sometimes you get home, it's like, I just got to get out of these boots. I say that a few times. Although they are comfortable, but there are some times where it doesn't have to be boots. It could just be any pair of shoes, let's say. But it's like, oh man, I cannot wait to kick these shoes off. Totally get it, brother, but appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you. Rebel 100s here, 788 each if you buy 3. I'll still pass. Well, hey, you don't like it, you don't like it. And no sense in buying something you don't like. Oh, absolutely. You are welcome. You are welcome. Well, you know, when I was pouring them in there, man, they're peaty, boys. They're peaty. I mean, you can smell it. It just smelled like deliciousness. That's for darn sure. Just smelled like deliciousness. Woo wee. Yes, 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 yes. All right. So let me get another sip onto this. Now I let everything kind of die down, but the nose is nice. It's light, it's fruity, it's fresh. Malty sweetness, vanilla, bread note on here. But it's very nice on the nose. Like I said, this is those that are just kind of popping in and out here. This is the Aerstone 10 Sea Cask, not the Land Cask. Land Cask is peated. I got to find that one now. But this is the Sea Cask coming in at 40 ABV. And nice legs. I mean, they're still holding on. I'm going to try to see if I can get this to focus. But it's still holding on to this glass. I know it's hard for you guys to see, but I can see it on my monitor, but you guys probably can't. Sorry. But they're holding on, and I'm surprised because it doesn't seem as viscous as it's showing. So I'm just letting you know. Now the palate, it's sweet. It's an easygoing drink. You get that brine. Yep. Like a salt. You can get it on your tongue. So just like somehow, some way, you got a little grain or two of salt on your tongue, if you can imagine that. But it's light. It's light. I just got that. It's like you had a grain or two of salt. So you're getting a little of that brine, that sea spray on there. Yeah, I agree with you. For me, too much peat is not enough. Too much peat is not enough. And you know what? Jonathan and I had that discussion today. I am super picky on what I'm picking up now or not picking up. Really. Although I did see another Total Line Redemption store pick today, and I haven't seen that in a bit, coming in at 105 proof. And the last two I had, and I should have one still unopened from a couple of years ago. That was absolutely delicious. Delicious. I took that up to camp a few times. And me and a few others, we went through that like a bum on a bologna sandwich. That was a good bottle. With Rebel Root Beer or Rebel Rye 100 also in that. Hey, like I said, you don't need it, you don't need it. So there's just no use in getting something that you just don't want. Good grain, I guess. Yeah, I am not against this. This Aerstone is not bad. I mean, for what it is, for the price you pay, it's got a good nose. It has a decent palate. Finish isn't long. I'd say medium. But you taste some fruit. You get the sweetness. You get that sea salt brine, which is I like. I think it's a plus on there. And like I said, between 30 and 40 bucks, depending upon where you are, if you find this and you just want to pick it up, I don't think you could go wrong for picking up this bottle if you find it. And the other one is the Land Cask. And so that one's going to have a bit of peat. So I'd be interested to find that. But just so you all know, if you see both of them, it might be worth spending, for the sake of argument, 80 bucks on two bottles. Hey, Jigsy. Cheers, brother. Hope you are well. Thank you for popping in, saying hello, and smashing that like button. Ah, yes, Mr. Rance. Cheers, sir. Always appreciate seeing you. Thank you for popping in, saying hello, and smashing that like button. Always great to have you. You know what? I cannot find that 250th anniversary Evan Williams. I have not seen it out here. What is that going for, Mark? I don't know. I mean, but I'm interested in it. I'm just saying I don't see it out here. I know it exists. I've heard many people talk about it, but I sure as heck haven't seen it. The first intermission. All right. Oh my gosh, look at this. Look at this. Let me get down here to the bottom. You know, you know what? I haven't seen it here. And I went to 3 places today specifically looking at it. And Jonathan and I talked about that. And we didn't see it. We saw some pieces that we both laughed at. Thought they're way out of whack on the price. That's for sure. But thank goodness I got to taste that cask drink. So now that's got me curious. Where have you been, Sean? I'm like, where is that guy? Where is that guy? I hate when he comes late to the show. But hey, fashionably late is better than not at all. You know I appreciate you. Cheers, brother. Thanks for coming on in here, saying hello, smashing that like button. Always appreciate you. Thank you very much. All righty. Let's see. Okay, so 45 bucks. All right. I figured there'd be a little bit of a premium on that just because of what it is. But I just do not see it here. I just don't see it. Mm-mm-mm. So if anybody's wants to pop on, remember I got the link up there today. You're more than welcome. I'll be on for at least another hour or so, and then I'll be waiting for the wife to call me for supper. But Yeah, I like this Airstone. I don't think it's bad at all for the money. Don't think it's bad at all for the money. I think it's I think it's a good whiskey. I bet you'd be better with about another 2 years of age, get it into a 12 year instead of a 10. But for the money, shoot. I don't know. I might want to pull out that Glengarry I got down there just to see how that budget. All right, never mind. I just convinced myself. See how that budget one does. I bought it and said I was going to review it, but I've cracked it and tasted it. And I think I did like an impromptu review, just like we're doing here. Um, but I know I've showed you guys the Glengarry that I got, and I know this is 40 ABV in a 750 ml bottle. Let me just see. Oh yeah, I've dented this sucker. I couldn't remember because I haven't touched it in a minute. But let me just see what how it is compared to that. And this thing's a and this is an NAS. So I don't know. I don't know about the age, but I'm gonna probably say it's not a 10 year. I'm gonna say it is not a 10 year, and I'm also trying to look. I mean, I know this might have a hint of peat in it. A hint, if I recall, I think it did at one time. So I gotta see. Gotta see here. Oh yeah. Been a minute since I popped this thing here. There we go. Let me just get a little taste. Just a little taste in the glass there. Just enough to see. Okay. Putting the top on the Aerstone. This is the Glengarry I just want to see. Now see, I'm not well, whoop, wait a minute. Holy smokes. Look at this man here. I was just wondering about you. That's funny. I said I was going to text you or something today, but Jonathan and I got tied up a bit and jabbed John and eating and whiskey hunting and stuff like that, and it just got away from me. But I was wondering about you and wondering when Livewire is going to be back. If you want to make a statement in chat, go ahead. If not, you can withhold. No, I have not seen it. I looked for that today. Have not seen that here, Greg. Not at all. Which I am kind of surprised. Did not see that here. Nope, nope, nope. Really? Do they still have supplies of that? Let me know. If they do, I may have to have you take care of some business, if you wouldn't mind. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to make sure I don't miss some comments here because I saw Mr. Stahl and Donald Rance. Oh, I'm sorry. Here we go. Oh, man. I didn't know you were pressed for time. I apologize. But I won't open it. Not until I know you're around. I won't open it. Don't worry. It'll sit. Yes, he is. Okay, that's what I thought. I thought that's what you said a couple of weeks ago. And yeah, I didn't know about Joe either until I heard it on Stacy's stream. So totally get it. Hey, Kathy, cheers. Thank you for popping in. Always appreciate it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And then there's Richie Z. Cheers, brother. Appreciate you being here. Unless it's no. Okay, totally impromptu. We're going to do it. I'm going to do this Old Forester single barrel proof dropped off by Torp because he's here. I am literally breaking the seal. There it is on this thing, and I'm going to pour some. I'm gonna go from 40 ABV, and I am going to put the pedal to the metal here. So I'm going to pour a little bit in here to get a taste of it. Because he is here. It's in the Glen. Now, like I said, a lot of these Blue Label Old Foresters, there's not one I've found that I have been particularly fond of because it's just been instant sweet followed by fire. And then my palate is gone. But I'm going to pour it because he's here and we are going to see. So I will say it does not smell hot on the nose. It does not smell hot on the nose. There's typical bourbon notes. You know, you've got your oak on the nose for sure. You've got some sweetness on there. And anything, to me, I swear I get a little barrel char. And I know there's some proof to it. And I don't know why, but a slight bit of banana. But let's see here. Okay. You want to give it a minute. It's definitely got some spice to it. A little bit of licorice. I could swear I get a little licorice on that, on the finish. So, it's definitely not like the others I've had. Definitely not like the others I've had. Because by now, it would have been instant fire. It would have been instant fire by now. And I'm not getting that at all. So let me get this second sip in here. Ooh. You know, honestly, this is the first Old Forester single barrel proof that, I mean, I'm getting the sweet, but I'm still getting some flavor. I'm getting that. It's got a lot of oak to it. It's a little oaky on there, but my palate is not aflame. It is not aflame. Holy smokes. It's palatable to me. It is palatable to me. Holy smokes. And I'm telling you, it's the blue. Let me just hold that up so people can see. It's the blue. Wow. I'm telling you, I'm impressed. I am definitely I am impressed. I can't believe it. This is the first one I've had ever that I could correct. It is a lowland. I saw that. I just was into another chat, but it is a lowland. James, I do believe, found that for me. I know. I agree with you. I agree with you. Hmm. Well, shucks. I'll have to try that when I have not had anything else. But that is the first one I have found to be acceptable and pleasant. Normally, it's absolute sweet, good, followed by a flamethrower. That's it. Every time I have tried those. Wow. I'm impressed. Thank you, sir. I do appreciate that. That might make me want to try uh, some others because they're out there. But that was that was good. I'm gonna let my palate settle down a bit, but thank you very much for that. That was I'm gonna say that was surprising. Ooh, W. Harper 15 year. All right, Sean. Um, yeah, it is a lowland. Actually, they produce by volume quite a bit of whiskey over there in Scotland. Donner Pass contributed a little bit to understanding this whiskey because I don't like to look things up prior to tasting them so I don't get preconceived notions or things of that nature in there. Okay, well, I appreciate it. I mean, honestly, I do appreciate it, Torp. That was you said I would more likely like this. You did. Um, I'm gonna say yeah. I could if I tried a full bottle of that. When I say that is if I had a sample like that and it was at the store, one I'd have been surprised. Surprised enough that I'd say, okay, I'd lay the money down and buy a bottle to see what it turns out to be. You know what I'm saying? I'd lay them presidents down and I would take it home. But all the others before this one, it was a flat no because everything else the rest of that afternoon, it I was a waste of me to taste because it was just freaking fire. Freaking fire. So I'm impressed with that one. That is that was that was pleasant to drink for me, for that Old Forester. So very good. I'm glad I did try it while you were here because I certainly didn't want to do it if you weren't, Torup. So thank you again. I do appreciate that. Do appreciate that. Lowlands Whiskey. Word is uh, Elsha Bay Distillery. Yeah. Okay, that's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. That's right. So I did see something with that distillery name. I didn't know what it pertained to on there. Okay, got it. Got it. Now I know. Or at least now I understand the correlation. Yes. About time you get here. I put this hat on for you because, I got to wear my hat. All right. Cheers, brother. Continue watching. Appreciate you being here. Oh, come on. Here we go. I do not know that. If Torup is still there, he may be able to answer that. I don't know. Oh, wait a minute. Floor one. Sorry. Warehouse L, floor one. It's on there. I finally figured out what that was. So there you go. There you go. Parmesan flavor. Well, that's damn new to me. Parmesan flavor. Okay. So that's actually kind of odd, but that's okay. You get what you get. All right. So in this one is the Airstone. This is the Glengarry here. So in the Glengarry, I thought I had a look. Yeah, I'm getting a little smoke on the nose on that. Just like quick whiff, and that's that. Um, getting a little bit on there. So let me go back to the Airstone here. Let me get my palate reacclimated. Hmm. Wow, that 130 proof did not wreck it. That is a testament. Let me tell you, I am surprised. I am surprised. Okay. All right. Had the Airstone. Let me go over the Glengarry here again. Mm. A little peaty. A little peat on the palate. Weight wise, between A and B, they're about the same on the palate. But, and let me say this, the Glengarry definitely has a little youngness to it. Has a little youngness to it on there. And I think when I opened it and talked about it before, I said that. Um, wow. On the retro hail, I do get some peat in there. I do get some peat. Hey, Viking Bourbon. Cheers, brother. Great seeing you. Thanks for coming in here, and I'm smashing that like button. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Hope you're doing well. Long time no see, my friend. Don't be a stranger. That's for sure. Oh, I'm not going to say anything, but thank you again, and I mean that. That was impressive. That really was impressive for me because I haven't had one, and I'm thankful you dropped that off because I'm not. I mean, I'll say the majority of my had were bad, except one. Now, one, but it is what it is. But I am going to have to look for that floor one warehouse L as in Lincoln. But it was good. Thank you. It's nice to get a surprise like that. I was very very skeptical and for that Old Forester that I just tried, and I really was, and a little apprehensive. I really was because I was like, I don't know if I should do that. I don't know if I do it, but I did not want to do it when Torup wasn't here. Just didn't, because if there was any other information I needed to know, or it's always good to have the person here. But anyway, so let me go back to the Airstone here. Mm, more fruit, more sweet on the Airstone 10 for sure. The Glengarry, it's sweet with some peat. I mean, when I say some peat, a suggestion, and I know some people go, oh, they have preconceived notions or whatever. Uh, to me, I really caught it on the retro hail as far as on the palate. On the nose, it's fleeting. And I'm not talking about what they give my great grandpa at the home. Fleeting versus fleets. But anyway, uh, anyway, this is that. I'm glad I did pull that out. And but the peat doesn't ruin the flavor on the Airstone. Doesn't ruin the flavor. So that's nice. Really is. It's nice. And this actually opened up well for a budget pour. Okay. I can't complain about this. I'm just looking. Was this, did I say that? I'm trying to look to see something here. Crafted and matured to perfection, huh? Okay, sure. Matured to perfection. But yeah, I'm looking to see if there's color added or anything, but I cannot tell. I wouldn't doubt it on that, especially on some of these budget pours. But if they're a budget pour, what you add to it like that adds a little bit more to the cost. Who knows? Who knows? Yes, correct. Correct. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, the peat on that Glengarry is so slight that it wouldn't affect anything else. Now, of course, if I got into a Lafroig or an Ardbeg or Lagavulin or something like that, oh yeah, especially in an Ardbeg or Lafroig, that would be something. Well, I wanted to test it. Okay, so what can I say? Does not make you bad. Does not make you bad. But in fairness, I was into that Glengarry before. So I did a quick review just like I did of that Old Forester, and I popped it and I had some out of it, and then I just let it go, and then I went back to it a couple of other times. So I've probably had 2, 3, maybe 4 drams out of it, give or take. But anyway, uh, yeah, it's just one of those that you can sit back and just drink, drink, drink. It's not something you need to sit and think about for a long time. You just don't. And same thing with this Airstone. It's a nice whiskey for the money. So at $35, what the hell? I bought whiskey for $35 and I'm sorry. Hmm. Hmm. Okay. So those are down. Well, that kind of took a turn when I went into some bourbon there, but let me throw these away and put the lid on this. I'm kind of excited to do the Tomatin, or excuse me, not Tomatin, the Tamdu. Tomatin is on my brain because I saw it on the shelf there, my cask strength. But I'm kind of excited to do that next week. No, I'm not going to pop it now. I thought about it, but I'm not going to do it. Another one that I'm going to end up popping because I don't think I have ever done this, and it's a pick by Atlantic Liquors. My nephew dropped this off to me a while ago, and I have not, to my knowledge, tried any. And it's coming in at about 120 proof, and it is a Heaven's Door. It's a Heaven's Door. So that's something I've got sitting up there next to try. And he sent that to me. It's probably been a year, but it's 60.45 ABV. So it's got a punch to it. But I honestly don't think I've had anything from it. The mash bill is 70 corn, 22 rye. So it's going to have a nice little rye spice, which I'm fine with. But there's there's 8% barley in there. So I'm kind of interested. Char level on the barrel is 4. Warehouse was W9. Rick level was M's and Mary. Not too far up, but yet not too far down. So I'm kind of curious as to how this will be. And like I said, I've had this a minute, but I think I may have to give this a try. It was one of those things that got pushed back on the shelf. Yeah, appreciate you, man. Really appreciate you. Thank you again. Look forward to it, man. Thank you. Do. Now that I'm gonna pick up some because it's here. Apparently, that is a top rated Scotch over there. I mean, it's I guess a number one seller. I don't know. I always considered it, the Boone's Farm of Scotch. I don't know, but how I know that is I was doing a look at something about Scotch a little while back in the famous grouse. I think it was just called the grouse or something like that before it was the famous grouse or uh, oh my gosh, there's one, the famous grouse, anyway, the famous grouse. I'm gonna have to get that because that's another budget one out here, but it's talked about that it's a decent budget Scotch. So I don't know. I have to find it. Yeah, but you don't remember where you put that bottle at your age. So $7 or $700. What do you know there, great grandpa? Oh, Dickel. Yeah, no Dickel. I actually do own a bottle of Dickel, a 13 year, and man, I got that about 6 years ago. Yeah, at least 6 years ago. I think it was pandemic time, but it's a bottled and bond, and I think it's 13 year. But that did not have that taste to it like other ones do to me. I don't like uh, at all. Yes, it is made by Loch Lomond. Absolutely correct. Absolutely. Naked grouse, dressed grouse, flying grouse. I know something. I know what the bottle looks like. I have to go and take a see. I have to go and just get it. Oh my goodness, look at this. Hey, Mike, cheers, brother. How are you? Glad for you to be here, man. Thank you for popping in and saying hello and smashing the like button, supporting the channel, all that happy horse shit. Really do appreciate it. I mean it. Really do appreciate it. Good to see you. Hope you're well. Hope you are well. So, you know what? Since I'm kind of sitting and dangling down here at some of these uh, lower proofs, I'm gonna uh, I'm gonna open up something else. Let me look here for a second. Look here. Let's go to Glengoyne. Mm, let's go to Glengoyne. That was definitely worth it. And something simple. Glengoyne 12. Love that Glengoyne. 21 was my favorite. Here we go. Glengoyne 12. I bought this thing for one reason, because I wanted to try the Glengoyne White Oak. And I did open that and review it a while ago. And it just so happened to have the 12 and the 15 along with this sample pack. And it was like $16, maybe less. I don't remember, but it was way under $20. And so I picked it up and I thought, oh, this would be perfect. So I could try uh, the 12 and I could try the 15 because I've had the 21. In hindsight, I think I have had the Glengoyne 15, but the White Oak I didn't, which is an NAS. So, and let me just see, what was that proof on there? The White Oak Glengoyne was 48 ABV. The 15 is 43, and the 12 is 46. Oh, no, it's 43. So boom. Let me open that. Let me get a Glen here for this. Boom. Get another clean one. I always keep a few around for just such emergencies. Just such emergencies. Okay. Let's open this up. Break that cap, boys. Break that little cap on there. And let's pour a little bit here. Just enough. Swirl it around. Make it dizzy, as ADHD whiskey would say. Make it dizzy. All right, put that on there. I don't remember if I've had the 12 at all. I know I've had Glengoyne out. Like I said, the 21 was my favorite. Got a bottle. I didn't get a bottle of it. My dad did at the holidays for my sister and brother-in-law, who happened to be over at that distillery that year, and they had that shipped to him. So we tore that thing apart at Christmas a couple of years ago. Ooh, wow. The malty goodness on that is 10 times what the Aerstone was. I mean, holy smokes. What a pow. Holy smokes, that is really nice. Now, the 10 is here. What do you think of that? I mean, for a 10-year-old on that, the 10 is here. The 10, the 12, the 15. I know the 21 is there. I can't remember if there's like an 18 or something like that before that, or a 19. But anyway, what do you think of the 10-year? That's what I want to know. But wow, this is a snootful, let me tell you. Man, that's quite nice. Quite nice. All right, let me just get a sip of that. Hmm. 2 more years of age really smooths it out. Hate to use that word, but at 2 more, boy, if that Aerstone gets to ever to be 12 years, I think that would be really nice whiskey, especially if the price didn't go up. Holy smokes. Yeah, the Glengoyne 12 is very nice. Wow. It's bright. It's flavorful on the palate. It's got some spice to it on the finish here, which is kind of surprising to me at 43 ABV. So you're getting a little oakiness. So, smooth oak finish, son of a bitch. and a hint of spice. It's on the label, people. I told you I just cracked it open. I don't look at this stuff before I do anything. Okay, citrus freshness. Okay, toffee, apples. I didn't get apples, but I'll give you a bread or shortbread note. Absolutely. The spice, yeah, it's definitely got the oaky finish. Wow. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. Wow, let me get another sip of that. That kind of got me there as I'm describing it, and then all of a sudden I'm reading the damn thing like, holy shit. Okay, there is some richness to this, and I'm not saying it because now it's on the label, but it's nice. It's citrusy. It has some spice to it, and definitely oakiness on the finish. It's not a terribly long finish, but I'd say medium to long on the finish. The ABV is nice at 43. 46 probably would be even nicer for me, but 43 is not bad on this. I think it does well on there. And I don't know what the price of a 750 or a 700 would be here, but I'm going to have to venture to say it's got to be $60 would be a safe bet. Oh, Glenmorangie 10? Yeah. I haven't tried that, but shit, I'm hearing decent things about it for a 10-year-old JD, that for what it is, it's got it's got a good nose, it's got nice flavor to it. It's a good daily sipper for the money. Okay. Well, that's it. I do love the malty nose. You all know that. Oh my gosh, if that thing's malt forward with that vanilla sweetbread pound cake, vanilla cake note. Oh my goodness gracious, that's like heaven for me to get that. Wow. And I probably would too, JD, only because that extra 2 years seems to give a little polishing to the edges, a little more refining to it. It allows some of the tannins or some of the oaks in the barrel to. Usually, people will say that uh, it gets over oaked the longer it's in there. I don't think that's true with Scotch, particularly if they're ex bourbon barrels that they're using. Uh, for the Scotch that they're putting it into. But that's just an opinion of mine. But I think 12 years is a great starting point on a Scotch. I have nothing against NASs. I've got some that are fine. That Glengarry is a fine NAS. Just saying. But I just think an age dated 12-year for your core range is where you want to be to really understand what that core range is. A 12-year Scotch core range. If you like that particular notes you get off the nose, what it's like on the palate in that core range at 12 years, then that particular branded or distillery is worth the continued exploration of other distillates that they produce and release out of there. If you don't find their 12-year that that distillate, I don't know, ticking your boxes, I just feel the going anywhere else up won't, because that's the core range. That's where it's all starting from and moving from there. However, it could just be that batch. It could be the maturation. Maybe, it's, and there's a lot of other little factors you have to consider, but to me, to 12-year is where you need to be. It's where you need to be. See? Yeah, I thought so too. But like I said, reading it, I was like, holy smokes. It was just something different. You know what? Yes, it is a typical. There is some honey notes or heather in there on that Glengoyne 12. Absolutely, James. I'll give you that on there. I'm just wasn't going into the depth of it. Let me take another sip here as I go through that. And $60, I agree. For it should be right. Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to have to try that. I am absolutely going to have to try that Glenmorangie 10 because it's there now. That project, what was it? Glenmorangie X or Project X or something like that was supposed to be a mixer. Some people said it was okay, but better left on the shelf. And what do you use Scotch as a mixer for? That's what I always thought was odd. I mean, it's not Jack Daniels or Jim Beam or something like that. I don't know. Really? Holy smokes, that just reminds me. I think I got the 14. I do. 14 Quinta Rubin right here. I don't, hell, did I even ever open it? No. Never opened the damn thing, and I've had that for a couple of years. Shit, let me put that on deck. Let me put that on deck. I'm so glad you brought that up. Holy crap. Well, now, look at there. Hey, Big Vic. Cheers, man. Appreciate you being here. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I saw something about Big Vic in there, and then I'm starting to scroll down because feel like Cheech. I'm behind in chat, but get to bullshitting, and that's how it goes. Let's see. Here we go. Is it really? I didn't think it was 50, but you could be right. I was there today, but I didn't even pay attention to it. I didn't even pay attention to it. Oh, the Nectar d'Or. Now, yes, that's a foot stomper. I don't have that, but I have tried it. That is a foot stomper. Well, I think all of us have a story like that, Eric. All of us have a story like that. That um, we know we want it, but there's some other things on our radar that we pull the trigger on because we see 3 or 4, and then we now regret when we should at least bought one of it. One. And we wouldn't be having this conversation. It is a good value for sure. But yeah, I'm going to get another little sip on this 12. James, now that you've put it in my head, I searched a little more. A light honey note on the palate here coming up as I exhale. I get that with that spice. The citrus is still there. I'm surprised. The citrus is still there, but it's a nice finish. It's not off-putting or anything like that. I like the finish on this Glengoyne 12. But I will say it's spicier than I anticipated a 12 to be, especially Glengoyne 12 at 43 ABV. That was what shocked me when I sipped it, and as I'm reading it, and I said, "Oh, oakiness to this thing," and then bingo, there it is. And I, reference the spice. I'm like, "Oh, yeah, there it is." So now that makes sense. But it's a nice whiskey. It's a nice whiskey. I'm not saying it's absolutely fabulous or stellar, no, but it's a very nice whiskey for the price at, let's just say, $60. Absolutely, it's a nice whiskey. Like I said, I'm gonna have to pay attention down there at Total Wine again. I can look it up on my phone, but I'm not that worried about it. But for $60, just using that as the number, is it a buy? Sure. Sure. Could it be a regular sipper? Absolutely. Absolutely. A daily sipper? Sure. What's your daily sipper budget? $50 a bottle, $60 a bottle, $100 a bottle, $20 a bottle. What is a daily type of a sipper to you? Whatever's in your budget, that's on to you. Me, it's 50 and under, especially when you can get them in the $35 range all day long. And it's like, oh my gosh, this is nice. Well, there you go. There you go. Ruby port lightly peated. Oh, ruby port. Yes, I don't mind a port finish on a whiskey. I don't mind a port finish. I don't want it to overpower the whiskey. Same thing what I always say about peat. The a port finish or a sherry finish or whatever. I love those. but I don't want it to overpower the whiskey. It should never sit in the front seat or, be hip to hip with the driver. Don't want that. I want it to complement the whiskey. I want it to accentuate the whiskey. I don't want it to overpower the whiskey. Don't want it to overpower the whiskey. Oh, yeah. I think you, my palate and your palate, we run along the same line. So if you tell me something's bad, I'm going to believe you. If you told me something was good and worth the investment, or worth the money in buying, James, absolutely, I wouldn't doubt you. I was talking to Jonathan about that. I go, we know enough people and trust their palates that when they say, oh, yeah, that's fine, buy it, or run. Don't even look back. Don't even look back. Just run. Yeah, absolutely. I would say, okay, I'm not going to touch it. Now, someone offers me a dram for free, and I'm going, oh, well, I was told not to buy that. So fine, I'm not going to buy it, but I'll try it just to say I experienced it. But if you flat out told me either to buy or not, oh, I absolutely would trust your judgment. Absolutely. True. And I got what you're saying on that. And I bought something. I go, oh, this is going to be a weekly thing, because generally I don't consume alcohol Monday through Thursday, sometimes Monday through Friday. I mean, if something comes up, okay, and I go out somewhere and just use an example, Richie, you were there, yeah, I would have a drink or two. But in general, Monday through Thursday, there's no booze in general. I don't. Hmm. I'm going to make me sip now. Damn it, Sean. I forgot to look. Ah, shit. I forgot to look. Damn it. Now you even said Pete. Damn it. Well, no, see, you didn't like Tail of Ice Cream. I like Tail of Ice Cream, and I got a backup for that sucker. I thought it was good, but to each his own. A run from Tail of Ice Cream. Well, was Jonathan was saying that he didn't like which one? It was one of those, but it wasn't Tail of Ice Cream he didn't like. I think he said it was Tail of Winter, and I said, well, no shit, nobody liked Tail of Winter. That sat on the shelf for a long, long time. And what's funny is I saw a Tale of the Forest, and that's one of my favorite, and I have a backup. But it's more. It's at 114, 115, I say $114. And the last one they released, the Tale of Spice, is $100. Tale of Forest is 3 releases ago. What? What? You would think they'd try to blow that shit out instead of raising the price. And they raised the price. And I don't know why, but they raised the price. They were always, $100 or under, but they've raised the price. Oh, well, they're shit out of luck. But now if they go to $70 on a Tail of Forest, I'd buy a backup for the backup. Absolutely. Because that was one of the most unique whiskeys I have ever tried in my life. Truly unique. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Absolutely. I absolutely believe that. It does. It does. And I forgot about that because Sean has mentioned it a couple of times uh, about that Heather cask. And I kept saying, oh, yeah, I've seen it. I've seen it. I've seen it. But I didn't understand it or know what it was. or wasn't intrigued enough to get more inquisitive. But oh yeah, I am now on a mission. I am now on a mission. Oh yeah, if I get some Vicks Vapo Rub on there, then I'm not going to try it. And it can, but I'm just talking about something that you leave somewhere, like some of these bottles that I'm like, okay, I want to get in and I want to really get some experience. I want to get some time with them. I'll take them out to the dining room and set them on the table. And there's a couple of Glens there, and um, this centerpiece actually spins. So I have 3 or 4 Glens on there and have 3, 4 bottles, sometimes 5 on there that I don't have to walk in here and go to these shelves, and you can't see, but there's more shelves behind me and there's more shelves over here and there. And anyway, to keep coming in here, because if I come in here, I distract myself. Ooh, what about this? Ooh, what about that? There's too many choices. There I have a limited number, but it's ones that I want to get back into, or I want to experience them some more. I want to be able to taste and nose these things over time and see what I get and see what develops. So I keep stuff like that out there. And so my dailies do change. So I understand uh, what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. So I got that. But for me, when I make a recommendation for a daily sipper, it's something that's budget friendly, that tastes good, and is definitely affordable if you wanted to crush it in 10 days. You could go out and get another one and continue on. And to me, that Aerstone is worth sharing. Hey, you got to try this for a budget pool. It's worth it. And I can appreciate that. I am skeptical of NASs also. I would need somebody to tell me that they've had it and it's worth it. I don't generally go for it, but Compass Box, they're consistently good at that. And like this Compass Box, the bespoke edition that you dropped off, holy smokes, that that was a nice dram. As a matter of fact, that's the dram I'm going to pour after this to wind down the stream. But this Glengoyne 12. Wow, just getting another nose on it. It's nice and malty. It's a vanilla custard type of a bread note on there. It's heavenly. It's absolutely just, it's divine on the nose. Hmm. But yeah, that Glengoyne 12, definitely worth it. It's local peat from Ornicky. No trees at all. Hmm. Well, now, like I said, I'm intrigued just because of what you said. And when you said peat, that made me go, huh? And you said you alluded to the fact that it was quite prominent versus other Highland parks. And so I'm like, oh, I've got to do it. It is a real struggle. It is a real struggle. Um, to the point where I have like a antique glass cupboard, but it has a glass front and panes. So when I pick it up and I push it forward, and then I have several types of drinking glasses there, from wine glasses to champagne flutes to, of course, a couple of Glens to martini pitcher and stir and stuff like that in there. It was my wife's great grandfather's, and in there I have a bottle of Elmer T. Lee. I've got a bottle of Stag. I've got a couple of Horse Soldiers signed hazmat. I've got signed Uncle Nearest bottles in there by the master distiller blender. Of course, as you know, they're under a lot of scrutiny now, but she signed my bottle, and I have my picture to prove it with her. So anyway, I have things like that in there. And of course, on top of it, I have bottles like this just lined up there, partially consumed or whatever, that sometimes I'll go by and go, ooh, let me try that. And I'll dump what's left into a Glen. It's different bottles, like I said, out there on my table, so I don't have to come back in here. So I understand the struggle. Oh, I understand the struggle. Yeah, that's why I do the Forgotten But Not Gone series, is because it's absolutely worthwhile. Yeah, yeah, I do. I do. And I told you I'm savoring it. I'm savoring it right there. You're right. I have restraint. I have restraint. You know what? Let's find out. Since you brought it up, let's find out how this Compass Box Bespoke Edition, coming at 102 proof from Tore Up, will go with hedonism. Gosh, you people are killing me tonight. What the hell is hedonism? What's the proof on hedonism here? Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Well, it isn't on the box, but it'll be on the damn bottle. It'll be on the bottle. Let's see what we got here. Okay, this is 46 ABV. 46 on the hedonism. So, let's see. Oh, yeah. I got it. I got it. I say, do I have any more Glens left yet? I'm going through 6 of them already, including these 2. All right. So, Bespoke gets the stemmed glass. Hedonism gets this Glen. All right, here we go. Bespoke is in the stem glass, and how you know, it's going to say the Glenlivet. So let's put some in here. Oh, let's put some in here. Push that back. Push that little, the hell. There we go. Push that back in there. All right, here goes the Compass Box Bespoke Edition. Put the cap back on. I have a little left. And then the Compass Box 2025 Hedonism. Oh, come on, arthritis. Let it. There we go. Still not a bad cork pop on that. Now the hedonism. Okay. Hedonism is poured. Bespoke is poured. Put the hedonism back in the box. Let's see. Boy, something smells fruity and something smells good. Set that back over there. Sorry about that, folks. All right. Okay, this is the Bespoke Hedonism. quite similar on the nose. This has a little more ethanol versus the Bespoke. Wow. Yeah. The Bespoke seems to have a little more refinement. Interesting. Okay, let me make sure I am caught up. Yeah, that Glenfarclas bottle literally is gone. That thing went down like a fat kid on a seesaw. It was so good. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Oh yeah, you got to watch that. They'll do that on you. Hey, man, cheers. You man, I'm glad you're here, but I poured a couple of other things to close out the stream. I was going to pour something from you, but I didn't see you on here. But if you're around next week, I'll have something from you. And I almost went to it, but I didn't want to touch it until you were here for guidance. So, but appreciate you, CA Scotty. Thank you very much for being here and smashing that like button, man. Thank you. Okay, Bespoke Edition. Setting it down, going back to the hedonism. Man. Yeah, boy, that Bespoke Edition just seems to be way more refined. All right, let me sip this hedonism. Okay, hedonism is beautifully how do I say this? It has a like a cinnamon nutmeg retrohale. I don't know why, mate, and I don't like cloves, and it's not something I generally get on whiskey. Thank goodness. But I swear on the retrohale, I got a little bit of that on the hedonism, but it wasn't off-putting to me. So there's a little citrus spice on the hedonism. Yeah, I'm just kind of surprised. Let me just do the nose here real quick. Similar nose, but a little more ethanol-like on the nose versus the Bespoke coming in at 102 ABV. I don't think it is. I don't think there was any mention of what it is, James, on the hedonism. Looking, okay. Uh, mm, doo, 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 doo. Sweet toffee and pastry cream. Okay. Yeah, no mention of the grain, particularly on the box, that I notice at all. No, not on hedonism. All right, let's go over to the bespoke, which I already kind of know. Yeah, I don't know. I've never heard of that pick. I don't know who that is, Tora. I don't know. And that's why I'm like, huh. But the nose on this pick that you dropped off, the Compass Block Bespoke, is so much more refined versus hedonism. But I do get cinnamon baking spice on the nose on this, and I don't recall getting that before. And so maybe now that it's really had some time, excuse me, to open up, it's really made a difference. Yeah, I'm definitely getting cinnamon and baking spice on there, which is quite unusual because I definitely do not recall that ever on a Scotch like that. Now this is almost just like I said before. This is almost just like a beautiful put together single malt Scotch. Really. This has the vanilla cake notes. This has cream on the nose. It has such a refined nose on the bespoke. The hedonism, a little citrus, a little ethanol. I'm telling you, baking spice like cloves, cinnamon, maybe even a dash of nutmeg, but it just comes to mind because when you talk about baking spice, you talk about those things. So, and this is really going to sound weird now, but what came to my mind was at the holidays when you get those scented pine cones in a bag. And boy, I hope this doesn't turn somebody from hedonism, but that's the note that appeared in my head. Wow, that is quite unusual. Quite unusual for me. And I don't find it off-putting. That's even more unusual because, yeah, I would like, oh no, nay, nay, I'd be afraid I'd taste cloves because cloves are like an abomination. And there it is. I think it might be just a tad bit of youngness on the hedonism, but it will be what it will be. Perfect, ma'am. I hope you will be because I will get through some of those. And one is the signatory 100 proof 12-year. I know you know which one it is. And then I put them somewhere here. Hold on. Aha. What else do we have here? Oh, never mind. Yeah, we'll get to that. But we'll do the Andrew Merchant. There's a couple of them. That's what we'll do. So if you're here next week, that's what we're going to do. Hey, Ben, cheers, man. Appreciate you. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here, brother. Smash that like button. Oh, Jersey Turnpike, I'm so sorry. You'll make it. I got my fingers crossed. Cheers, man. Great to see Mark here. Really, I am. It's great to see Mark, and I thank him for his service all the time. Hey, that is the joy of it. That's for sure. 2025 is the hedonism. Hey, I was very happy that Utah beat VGK. So just so you know, I was very happy that they beat them like stepchildren, the pieces of shit that they are. Who gives a rat's ass about the Golden Knights? They deserve to be on the couch. They're an abomination to the league. Sorry. If you can't tell, I could give a shit less about the Golden Knights. Car full of beverages. Yes, I'm surprised you haven't pulled over. A rental minivan. Wait, what happened to the Jubaru? Why are you in a minivan? What are you hauling? What's going on? It does. It does. And they will. I just didn't do that while I'm on stream because I'm pushing it right now as far as I don't even want to say it, but the internet's held out. Well, buddy, I have literally the last sip right here, and I'm going to hold on to that for a little bit. But I will ensure that it gets a proper disposal. But anyway, so bespoke. Wow, such a difference. Hedonism. Sorry about the pause, but damn it, both of them together are very good on the palate. But I can tell you almost without a shadow of a doubt, almost the bespoke one, the T8KE pick is steps above the hedonism. It just is steps above the hedonism. The hedonism is good. Don't get me wrong; it is good. Uh, but the presentation on the nose for that Compass Box Bespoke Edition and the palate just are at least 2-3 lengths ahead of the hedonism. Um, it's more complex. It's more flavorful. It definitely doesn't drink like 102 proof. The hedonism is a little hotter than what it says, and it's a little spicier. Um, I don't mind that, so it's not off-putting to me. But when you do that Compass Box, the bespoke one that I've got from Tore Up, wow, the refinement in that whiskey is where you want to be. I can only imagine what it would be to sit on the patio with that whiskey and enjoying a Monte Cristo, a Cohiba, a La Gloria Cubano, something along that line. And just contemplating nothing but what's in the glass. That is what's going through my head at this time. Oh, are you talking about his thumbnail? Um, I don't know. Maybe he talked to her. I do know that she does talk to a lot of us whiskey tubers. Maybe I don't know. Truthfully, I don't know. But I know she's fine. I'm sure fine with using her face. But I honestly don't know. Bud. There we go. Thank you very much. See, I love when people contribute stuff like these facts, just like James did, just like Donner Pass did earlier. I mean, they really help bring this conversation a little tighter, make it a little more meaningful. Thank you very much for that input. Yes. Yes, I haven't had that, but I am aware of it. Yes, without a doubt. I am aware of that. Hmm. Quite unusual on that compass box to get that note of cinnamon and cloves like that. For me, honestly, that's quite unusual. And I don't know if it would, if anything else that I had to drink tonight contributed to that. Could have been the other scotches, or could have been that Old Forester um, single barrel proof that might be skewing my palate. I don't know. I don't know. But uh, truly, I went off the rails on this and went down different avenues. But you know what? That's what this is about. Let's see what we got here. Let's compare. Let's contrast. Let's talk about it, and hope that it was informative, because it certainly was for me going through these two compass boxes back and forth, and particularly the Glengoyne 12 um, and that Airstone 10. I'm surprised. And it's one of those things that I've said before, that these bottles we have, we just haven't got to them. Then all of a sudden we open them up and we go, oh my gosh, why did I wait so long? Why did I wait so long to pop that thing? I don't know. But, we all do it. And I'm so glad I did open that thing. And this week, that's going to go out to the table. So I get another pour of it later on this week, just to see how things develop and go, because it's definitely worth looking into. And then finding the land, because I got the sea, now the land, because I want to experience the peat on that lowland scotch, that if I can get it for the same price, $35, holy smokes, yeah, I'm going to drop them presidents down in a heartbeat um, for that. So I will be on the lookout for that. Um, anyway, Heaven's Door is going to be up. The Octomore 16.1, 16.2, 16.3 is going to be up as soon as I can work out a date with the panel to get them all assembled and get the samples delivered. I already have one set delivered. The second set is going to be on its way next week for sure. I know I said the Tamdu, but CA Scotty has got me a couple here from Andrew Merchant, and I'm going to go through those three and try those. And I'm looking forward to that, because to my knowledge, I have not had any from them that I can recall. And I'm actually going to look at a couple, because I have a couple of things up top on my on my safe. I've got stuff up there that I looked at and go, I'm going to make sure that I don't have any through there. So I am. Oh, hold on. Ardna Merchant. Okay. Ardna Merchant, something along that lines. Thank you, thank you, thank you. But I'm going to make sure I don't have it up there. But I am pretty sure that that's going to be a definite first for me on that. I have seen it, but because I did not know enough about it and people did not talk enough about it, it was never on my radar. But until he dropped off some samples, I was like, bingo, perfect. It was one of the things on my list that I wanted to taste, that I wanted to try. And I was going to get down to doing some research on it and then asking around, but then, things popped up. So that worked out perfectly. So thank you to CA Scotty for he's going to be the benefactor of the next stream. So I am so grateful for that because, again, going to give me a different experience, broaden my palate a little bit to another distillery, and we'll see how that goes. Let me just see something here. There's one Ardna Merchant Tour Bottle NAS 2024 edition, Madeira and Sherry Cask. Let's see what it says here. And then another one is AD 0523 Cask Strength, peated and unpeated. Oh, peated and unpeated. You know that'll be the last one, but okay. So there, and then the third bottle, hold on, let me look here. Ardna Merchant Tour Bottle NAS 2025. X Sauternes. Oh, yes. Sauternes. Oh, yes. We'll put that next to the Madeira because the ABVs are similar. One's 57.3, one's 57.5. And let me look at this. The fourth, and there will be four in the Ardna Merchant, is an AD Sherry NAS, X Oloroso, and PX Sherry. And PX Sherry is one of my favorite casks. So this is going to be, in my mind, a sherry bomb. And that's coming in at 50 ABV. So we're going to go through these next week. So I am truly excited now because I looked at them before, but refreshed my memory. So I'm looking forward to that. So everybody go over, see Independent Joe, tell him happy birthday. I'm going to go have my supper because it's almost 6:30 in the evening over here in Las Vegas. So, hey, I appreciate everybody who came tonight and contributed. Really, really, really can't do this show without you guys. You really are what make it worthwhile and what you contribute in the chat that really help bring some more substance to these reviews. And I appreciate it. So look forward to seeing you again next week, everybody. Have a good week. See you all on Sunday. Cheers, everybody.